I wanted to hop on really quick, but I first want to introduce myself just in case this is your first time joining me live. I am Kai Smith, your certified trichologist. I am also the author of Discover the Secrets to Healthy Hair. I am passionate about helping women uncover the unknown factors about their hair loss, as well as helping my colleagues identify hair loss behind the chair. And today, I want to welcome you to Hair Talk with Kai Smith. And if it is your first time joining me, I'd like to thank you. If you have any questions, please post them on the timeline so that I can address them. I talk about those things that most hairstylists may not be familiar with, or either most want to ignore because they would rather line their pockets with money than take care of the client's hair. And so we're going to be talking about the pre-shampoo service in the salon. I've seen so many advertisements coming down my timeline. I've seen different advertisements on billboards, just a lot of different places where hairstylists are offering service and saying, come shampooed and I'll do your weave or I'll do your hair, and it's, less money when you come pre-shampooed. And I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that because it's a disservice to the customer. They're seeking a service professionally because they want a professional job done. And when you go in and you cut services, maybe because you don't feel worthy of charging the full price, or maybe you don't know any better, or maybe you think that if I charge less, I can get more heads, which is equaling more money. No. You actually do the entire industry a disservice when you service that way. You are doing the entire beauty industry a disservice because unfortunately those type of hairstylists speak for the masses. It is not the professional hairstylist that actually set the tone. It is the unprofessional stylist, the one who treats it like a hustle, that ends up setting the tone for us professionals who are trying to do a good job in servicing our clients and making sure we build up on the integrity of the hair. And we give them the service that they need, the service that they deserve in the hair salon. And so I just want to come on and say, first and foremost, in the state of California, it is illegal. Once again, it is illegal to do a pre-shampooed service on a client. Now, I did a post on my timeline just asking, tell me what city and state you're in, and if it's legal or illegal to do services on pre-shampooed hair. And for the most part, the only one that has come back so far is the state of North Carolina allows you to do hair on previously shampooed hair in the salon as a professional. I haven't heard of any other states yet that allow that. I haven't heard yet, and I'm pretty sure there are more within the union, but for right now, North Carolina is the only one that I'm familiar with that someone has come forth and said it is legal to perform services on previously shampooed hair when they come into the salon. It is illegal in California to do that, and even if it were legal in California, I still wouldn't permit that behavior. First and foremost, because everything that I do, building up on the integrity of the hair, is taking place at the shampoo bowl. This is why I don't need all the emollients. I don't need all the essential oils. I don't need the lacquer. I don't need any of that in order to give the hair a shine, in order to seal the cuticle. I don't use things that are superficial on the hair in order to give me that shine. And that's what typically happens. When you come to the chair and you have to use so many different products in order to get that hair to lay, in order to get that hair to shine, then you didn't do your job at the shampoo bowl. That means you're not using products that is going back in and restoring the moisture and the protein levels in the hair and sealing that cuticle at the shampoo bowl. Once I get to the chair, I don't have to lacquer that hair down. I don't have to put all of those products on the hair and then put all of that heat on the hair in order to get that hair to lay and to behave, right? And so this is one of the main reasons why I would not allow a client to come into the salon pre-shampoo, because I don't know what they've done to their hair. Second of all, I don't know what type of hygiene they have, so I don't want to touch and use my implements on them, and I don't know how they've cared for their hair, or they could tell me they just shampooed it, but they really didn't. And then I don't know what they put on their hair during the shampooing process or after the shampooing process. And then guess what happens? Then I go in with my ceramic irons and I put that heat on there, and then I'm inhaling whatever caustic fumes it is that's coming off of their hair. So I don't know what has happened to that client's hair, and then I'm assuming responsibility for anything that has happened to that client's hair unbeknownst to me before she walked in the door, and she's pre-shampooed her hair. But if you're going to pre-shampoo your hair, then you don't need my service, because my service is complete. It comes with a shampoo, a detox, moisture and protein balance if necessary. You may only need moisture balance. You may only need, protein that needs to be followed up with some type of moisture. It just depends on what it is that hair needs. In order for me to put the Kai touch on it, Kai has to take it from shampoo bowl to the chair to the door. And that's just, it is what it is. So it disgusts me. It really disgusts me when I see these types of advertisement going around saying that you can come in and get your hair done at a cheaper rate. You don't have to shampoo it. And it's almost like these hairstylists are running an assembly line. You are running an assembly line, and you are doing a disservice, and you are part of the reason why I have a job as a trichologist. And so I'm just going to call you out just like that, because it is a lot of us, a lot of my peers within the industry. You are at the forefront of why these clients are suffering from hair loss with mechanical damage. And I want you guys to stop it. I want you guys to stop it. It's enough that we have hair loss that they can't do anything about, and then they're at home doing things, improperly to their hair. But then we have you that should know better. You're in the industry, and you're the biggest part of the problem. And so a lot of us think it, but we don't say it. But Kai is going to just say it, because I'm about this hair revolution thing that I came on talking about last week. So I want all the real hairstylists, I'm challenging all the real hairstylists to stand up. Stand up and say no more. Let's be on the forefront. There's too many trichologists coming on board. And why? It's because hair loss is an epidemic. It's unnecessary. We wouldn't have to be trichologists if we learned how to treat the hair right. But have you noticed that from back in the day, 25 years ago, when I became a hairstylist, I barely knew what trichology meant, and I was a hairstylist. There are so many of us out there that still don't know what trichology is as a hairstylist, but it has become the next best thing to being a trichologist to being a hairstylist, because there's so much malpractice out there. There's so much malpractice out there with hairstylists, malpractice on these clients because you're trying to get $1. Stop it. And then you're miseducating the clients, making them think that that's okay, that they can come in and get a partial service because you're trying to line your pockets. Do it the right way. If you don't know how, get in touch with me so that I can teach you how to take care of the hair from the inside out, instead of having to use so many products to try to lacquer that thing down, dyeing it, frying it, and laying it to the side. Time out for that. There are too many educated hairstylists out here who are willing to give up that game for us to still be in that box with malpractice. So I'm calling you out. If you out there and you allowing these clients to come in here until you pre-shampooed, shame on you for even having a license. And for those of you who are operating in a state that allows that, I'm going to ask that you stop. That just because your state allows you to do certain things doesn't necessarily mean that it's okay. So I'm going to challenge you to stop allowing your clients to come in pre-shampooed. I'm going to ask that you stop even requesting that they come in pre-shampooed. You don't know what you're working over. Sebum secretes all day long. Your sebaceous glands never stop secreting sebum. So the moment you shampoo your hair, the moment you blow dry your hair automatically has sebum on it. It's just not saturated because your scalp is continually having that layer of oil on it, because your sebaceous glands never stop secreting sebum, never stop secreting oil. Your sweat glands never stop secreting sweat. So if they've previously shampooed, by the time they get to you, they done rolled in their car, they done probably broke a sweat or whatever it is they've done before they got to you. you're inhaling that, you're curling over that, that's a big no-no. And for the life of me, hairstylists, I don't want to hear another hairstylist. If you are licensed, don't describe yourself as a healthy hairstylist, because it is a given that you should be for the health of hair, building the integrity of hair. If you have a license and you went to school for cosmetology, you shouldn't have to say, I'm a healthy hairstylist. Saying that you're a hairstylist is enough, because you should automatically be for the pro health of hair. But we've gotten so far away from doing the right thing, and we've gotten, this is why we've allowed YouTube to take over, because we don't treat our industry the way it should be. We are licensed to touch people, and it is becoming so that they want to deregulate our licenses, and we no longer have to be licensed to touch people. But hair care is a science. Hair care is a science. And so if it's a science, how does the novice woman know the science if she was never trained on it? How does the novice man know hair science, the science of the hair, if he were never trained on it? So we need to hold our industry tight and stop allowing people to come in. People think that they see Dove or Suave or whatever sitting at the back bar, or Motions or whatever unprofessional hair care line you're using, whatever unprofessional hair care line that you have sitting on your back bar, and they feel like they could do what you do. And so this is one of the reasons why I pride myself in not using products that my clients can go out and buy. And if they go out and buy it, it's because it's diversion and some rep has gone out and sold it to a beauty supply and they're not supposed to. But I do not use products that clients can go and buy for that prime purpose, because I don't want my clients feeling like they can go out and buy what it is that I use on them. I'm the professional. I don't want to go to my doctor and I have the flu or I have some type of infection and he prescribes me some OTC, over-the-counter product. I'm going to you and I pay the copay because I want to get something that I can't get on my own if I go down to CVS or the local drugstore. So you should treat your clientele the same way. They should not be able to go out and purchase what it is that you buy and use on their hair unless you're retailing those things to them. And if we learned how to retail more and keep our shelves stocked and keep what we're using on our stations, then they would learn to buy from us instead of going down to the local beauty supply and buying something that they don't know how to use and that the local beauty supply person does not know how to tell them how to use it. They just know what somebody educated them on, but they have no knowledge of doing hair. They just have knowledge on selling you a product. And so when they leave the store, they go home and they put whatever on their hair, and then they come back to you a week or two later, and then now you're starting all over again. So if you educate the client in the chair on what to use, what you're doing on their hair, that's our job. You've already allowed YouTube to take control of it because they want to come in and tell you what they learned on YouTube. I shut it down. We don't have YouTube discussions in my chair, because I'm the professional and you're seeking me for a reason. So I have control over my chair. But any stylist that's on this, that has shared it, that is hearing it live, that is on the replay, working on clients that's pre-shampoo, you don't know what you're breathing in, you don't know what you're touching, and you don't know what you're allowing your irons to touch. Hairstylists, stop allowing the client to come in and dictate what you're going to do in the chair. Don't let them come in to you no more with some previously shampooed hair and you working on top of it and you calling yourself a licensed professional. Let's stop doing ourselves and our industry a disservice. Let's stand up and be real hairstylists, professional hairstylists. So join the hair revolution. This is Kai Smith. You guys be good to yourselves until the next time we speak. I'll talk to y'all later. Good night.